Hey guys, in this video I'm going to walk through how to install McAfee ePo 510 on a single server deployment. I'm going to be using SQL Express with ePo 510 and Windows Server 2016. So the first thing I did was download SQL Express from Microsoft's website. You can figure out how to do that through a quick Google. Once installed, you're gonna need to do a couple things. So open up SQL Server Configuration Manager. Once open, go to Network Configuration and then Protocols for SQL Express. Right-click TCP/IP and make sure you enable that. Once you do that, you're gonna go to SQL Server Services. Go to where you see SQL Server Browser. Go to hit Properties, Service, make sure you change this to automatic, hit apply, hit OK, and then restart the service. So for this next step, I'm going to assume you've already downloaded McAfee ePo 510 from the source website. Once downloaded, make sure you extract the zip file, otherwise the installation will not complete successfully. So once you do that, the file you're looking for is the setup right here. So go ahead and double click that. Once that's open, you're gonna go through the wizard. So hit next. This is where you want to install ePo. You can change this to wherever you want. I'm just keeping it default for my lab. Hit next. So if you had done the SQL portion correctly, this should automatically populate at least the database server name. The domain name is wherever your domain is and whatever username and password you're going to be using. This you're going to have to fill out automatically. It just happened to save what I did last time. So I'm using administrator because this is a lab, but if you're doing this in a production environment, please be sure to follow best practices for security and create an actual account for this and with the proper privileges. So go ahead, hit next. So it's gonna go through the checks. I have all greens. If you fail any of these, just hit where the option is and it should give you a pretty brief description and you can figure out what you did wrong. So hit finish. These are the default ports that McAfee ePo server is gonna use. 881 is the default port that the agents use to talk back to the server when you're pushing policies and what they call waking up the agent. Go ahead, hit next. So this is again auto-populated from my previous installation. So go ahead and choose your username, set your password and your passphrase. Once you have completed that, go ahead, hit next. Use a license key if you have one. I do not have one, so I'll be using an evaluation trial version. So go ahead, hit next. This is just telling me that this is when my license expires. Hit OK. Accept this license agreement, hit OK. This is up to you. I will not be doing that. Hit install. Now this will take a little bit depending on your machine. I'm installing this in a VM, so I will be fast forwarding this. So the installation is now finished. Go ahead and hit finish. You can also check mark to launch ePo. Important thing to note here is that ePo launches via the port 8443. So it's the server name or the IP address of the server. 8443 will get you to the ePo admin console. You can do this from any machine that has access to the server. So I'm going to go ahead and log in with the credentials that I had created during the installation wizard. So here we are. This is the McAfee ePo dashboard via the browser. This is where you would deploy agents, configure policies, configure Active Directory sync through the options in here. I will cover that in a later video. A couple things that you should be aware of. McAfee runs off 3 very important services. Most of the issues that I've had with ePo server have not always, but most of the time it has to do with restarting these services, or for some reason they've stopped. So go ahead and open services like you see me, and then the ones you're looking for are application server, event parser, and server. Those services run off each other, so when you restart one, the other one might restart as well. Alright, thanks for watching.